A chimp placed into the intake booth on rough, well, let's just say that animal rights activists would be justifiably unhappy with the results.
Is it still good?
Did it blend?
Someone check. Did it blend?
The doors of the output booth slide open, exhaling smoke, as the researchers watch with rapt attention.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm pausing it already. Did you see everyone scared and then that one guy?
Yeah.
Exhaling
Wait,
smoke
look at him
as the
right on
researchers
there.
Let's get the
watch
play-by-play.
with rapt attention. The
I'm just happy to be here. He's our spirit animal for
dial on
this.
the console in front of him is set to very fine. A human had stepped into the adjoining booth only minutes ago. A human would not step out. The only thing they were expecting to see was a corpse. That's why they didn't even have their hands on their sidearms. That's why, soon, both of them would be dead. The monster heaves and vomits. The creature's acid vomit allows it to melt the door of the testing chamber and escape out into the hall, where it continues to wreak havoc. The members of the Special Response Team open fire with high-caliber assault rifles, none of which seems to pierce the creature's discolored skin. It tears into them with deadly claws.
Dancing in front of him.
He's like, what? What?
Is it a crime to dance? Is it footloose?
Before any of them really know what's going on, 6 more of them are dead, and the Foundation is forced to call in additional support. It goes on for hours. The chase, the chaos, the scientists screaming and running, hundreds of thousands of dollars in Foundation property dealing with corrosive damage. A total of 8 dead. So many people injured, and many of the ones who dealt directly with the creature were dealing with partial memory loss. How did they defeat the monster? Well, they didn't.
Just dance off.
Yeah, wait, what? How are they dealing with
Yo,
partial
wait.
memory loss? What?
Hold on.
After several hours of rampaging, the creature became unwell. It experienced trouble breathing, slowed down, and started to show symptoms of extreme pain. It collapsed to the ground and
Yeah, maybe it's dissolving.
it's
Look,
so-
he's got sick all over itself.
Of course it's starting to feel unwell. He's been vomiting everywhere. He
For
fucked his
6
throat up.
hours.
For 6 hours, this guy's vomiting. You ain't helping him.
scream before exploding into blue dust and smoke. The problem had taken care of itself. SCP-914 is one of my 3 favorite anomalies. I'll let you guess the other 2 in the comments, but I can assure you that they have already been featured on the channel. 914.
What
like
the
the
hell
traveling
was that
salesman.
baby one? It's just a baby. That's the
Babies are
anomaly.
naturally anomalies.
What are they? Nobody knows. Nobody understands them.
No, they have unlimited potential. They could be anything.
The Clockworks is a fascinating safe class anomaly held in Research Cell 109-B. The composition of the anomaly itself is relatively simple. 2 booths, an intake and output booth, connected by a vast series of clockwork mechanisms covering 18 square meters. The exact mechanisms of how the anomaly works have never been fully understood. The anomaly you're most likely to interface with, if ever you're given level 3 research clearance, is the selection panel. The panel has 5 settings. Each one will cause a different effect on whatever item, material, or individual is placed into the intake booth. For example, a kilogram of steel appeared to have been cut into chunks with a laser. A chimp placed into the intake booth on rough, well, let's just say that animal rights activists would be justifiably unhappy with the results.
Is it still good?
Did it blend?
Someone check. Did it blend?
Then there's coarse. This will also result in the disassembly of whatever is placed into the intake booth, but in a far
Don't
more
show the
methodical
monkey
fashion. A researcher's wristwatch was placed into the intake booth on coarse, and it was found in the output booth, neatly divided into its component parts. The Foundation sadly did not reimburse him for the lost wristwatch, but if it was that important
What
to
the
him,
fuck?
Yeah, cheap bastards. They're cheap as hell.
I can't believe it. But you know what? The machine has OCD, so that's good to know. That's good to know.
There's probably some really great uses for this. Like, you tangle up your Christmas lights and it'll fucking sort them out for you. Well, you'd
Oh,
hope.
it would disassemble your Christmas lights, though.
Christmas is cancelled.
probably shouldn't have volunteered it for testing. Next is 1-to-1, and on the 1-to-1 setting, the result will be a roughly equivalent item or individual to the one placed in the intake booth.
What happens if you put a human in this, though?
Is it going to bring over like mental issues? Like, is it going to bring those over? It's like, make me a version of me that's not depressed, and like just put it all 1-to-1.
Oh my gosh!
If you were to place a can of Pepsi Max into the intake booth, there's a good chance that you'll get a can of Diet Coke in the output booth.
That's fucking scandalous.
not
That's
Diet
scandalous! Diet Coke as well. Wait, was that Diet Pepsi or was that... Those are
a
Pepsi Max. And you're trying to give me a fucking Diet Coke? Dude, that is not even close to 1-to-1.
And in case you're wondering, yes, if a person is placed into the intake booth, a relatively similar person, aside from slight superficial variations such as race, height, or weight, will appear on the other side. Is this existentially horrifying?
Fuck this woman in the middle, bro.
Like, how long have you been working here?
Now things are going to get even stranger with the fine setting. When an item is placed into the intake booth on this setting, the item in the output booth will be a slightly improved version of the original, typically.
Oh,
There's boots though. And I was gonna say, oh, the boots though. Hello. Someone's definitely fucked with this and put like themselves in, being like, oh, I'm gonna get the best glow up ever. Oh my god.
In a non-anomalous manner. Take, for example, a 9mm Beretta handgun, like the one I keep in the glove box of my Honda Civic. If this was
damn, Honda Civic call out. Like, remember, when you buy a Honda Civic, it comes with a 9mm gun.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you get your 9mm.
You wouldn't get a laser gun or a gun that controls people's minds, but you might suddenly find yourself packing a Desert Eagle, a far more powerful handgun to say the least. Then there's Very Fine. Put simply, the Very Fine setting imbues whatever is placed in the intake booth with a completely random and unpredictable anomalous effect.
That's not super fine. That's not what I would class as super fine anyway.
That's
What the
very
fuck?
unfine.
What standard of like scale are they using for this? What the fuck?
Ask your parents' kids into the intake booth and set it to Very Fine. It might come out self-aware and morbidly depressed.
Morbidly depressed, and it's taking a shit.
And if you place a D-class into the intake booth, you might get the acid-spewing, bulletproof abomination that we saw in the opening. Yes, that really did happen, and it's the reason why Dr. Gears put level 3 clearance on any attempts to test biological material in the Clockworks. That's everything you need to know in order to have a functioning knowledge of the Clockworks. And now, we can get into the fun stuff. There are extensive test logs for the Clockworks, and I've personally selected some of the most deranged and bizarre tests from these logs for your viewing pleasure. And to remind you to proceed with caution. If ever you find yourself granted...
What was that?
What
was that?
Pleasure. And to remind you...
What?
The bottom of my air fryer as I put on another batch of nuggets.
No! Bro, no! It's too real. It's way too real, bro. Shit.
To proceed with caution. If ever you find yourself granted access to testing for SCP-914, it's time to set the video's quality to Very Fine and proceed. In a test by Dr. Grandin,
What the fuck?
What is going on?
5 different human corpses were placed into the Clockworks to test the different settings. You can probably guess the first 5, but the setting on Very Fine resulted in the corpse becoming a pile of green slime. This slime was incredibly similar both chemically and structurally to SCP-447, an anomaly that should never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, ever come into contact with dead bodies. After this, Dr. Gears forbade the testing of dead bodies in the Clockworks going forward. That would not, however, mean that other incredibly strange other things wouldn't be tested. A researcher, whose name is now redacted, decided to test some tuna sandwiches in the Clockworks. Perhaps he wasn't particularly good at making sandwiches and hoped the Clockworks would give him a hand on that front. On 1-to-1, it became a salmon sandwich on rye. On Fine, it became a far higher quality tuna sandwich with softer bread and more flavorful and vitamin-rich tuna. And on Very Fine, it became a loaf of bread shaped like a realistic fish.
This one came out well, though. I feel like all the other ones have come out as monstrosities. This is good.
When
Is
the
it a
door to the
gusher?
That would be the worst gusher ever, bro. Just fish guts on the inside.
It's got
Oh my
bones
god.
in it.
That's nasty.
output booth opened, the fish swam away through the air. Nobody knows where it is now, though I will say researcher Jones was seen with crumbs on her lab coat afterwards, which may give some clues as to where the anomalous breadfish ended up.
Use your fucking hands, you heathen! You fucking
That's
reprobate! Like, what
crazy.
the fuck are you doing? You
That is diabolical. What the hell?
You just fucking like you just shoving the whole thing in there. Use your fucking you pulled out a butterfly net for this shit, you Animal Crossing bastard. What the fuck?
The crumbs as well on them, like all the way down, bro.
Like you ate it like you're a fucking otter. You just dragged it across your belly.
The next test was so serious that it required approval from the O5 Council, the very top echelon of Foundation Command. That approval was granted, and several samples of SCP-939, the nightmarish creature's codenamed With Many Voices, were requisitioned for testing. On rough and coarse, the creatures were completely obliterated, and on 1-to-1, the results were redacted. But the truly frightening things occurred when the anomalies were put into the input booth on fine and very fine. On fine, the creature seemed physically intact, but respiration and vital signs had ceased. The creature was dead. On very fine, the creature was reduced to a pile of smoldering white ash. According to the perspective of SCP-914, it seems that the ideal state of existence for SCP-939 is being dead or even completely destroyed.
Better for them or for everyone else? What the fuck?
On the fine setting, I decided to asphyxiate the monster.
Imagine the Foundation researcher as well that did this, who's just like put all this in the machine and they've been like, oh yeah, it's gonna come out with a different outcome, thinking it'll probably be something good, and it's just like, yeah, it's dead now.
Dr. Falconis decided to test a copy of the biography Steve
What
Jobs.
the fuck is wrong with you?
I saw his face and I was like, this guy's doing some fucked up shit.
Moving on.
As soon as I
Dr.
saw it,
Falconis-
look at him. There's no way this guy's doing something normal.
You know the whole like lizard man government conspiracy?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
This dude he's a fucking gecko. He's here to sell you car insurance.
On 1-to-1, the result was a biography entitled Bill Gates, also by Isaacson, detailing the life and times of the Microsoft founder. On Fine, it produced a DVD of Steve Jobs narrating his autobiography. On Very Fine, the result was a metallic cube. When a button on the cube was pressed, it activated a small hologram of deceased Apple founder Steve Jobs.
I legitimately thought it was going to be like an Apple TV box. And then it's like, no, there's a hologram.
Welcome to the Apple Cube.
Dr. Curtis, an office joker, decided to get extra weird with it. He included a pack of bacon and a photo of the infamous anomaly SCP-682, the hard-to-kill reptile. This was already on the otter side of the scale. We don't even know how he came up with that, but the result was even stranger. On Very Fine, the result was a tiny version of SCP-682 made of cooked bacon.
It's perfect. It's beautiful.
It was extremely violent and aggressive, but had a pleasing smell, and instead of roaring, it made the sound of sizzling bacon. Dr. Curtis suggested classifying the anomaly as SCP-682-BAC.
Fuck off. He would fucking say that.
We're not sure what happened to the little bacon SCP-682, but personally, I suspect it might be another victim of researcher Jones' almost anomalous appetite. Dr. Gears left a note on the testing log saying, "Very funny, Dr. Curtis. You are suspended from testing SCP-914 until further notice. Though I have to admit, it smelled delicious." Dr. Greer decided to test a canister of Fox Labs White Lightning pepper spray, which, upon being placed in the intake booth on Very Fine, became a chili pepper. When tested, this chili pepper had a Scoville heat rating of over 300 million, making it by far the hottest chili pepper on Earth. Dr. Clef's suggestion to donate it to Hot Ones was denied. Dr. Armand and Agent McKnight, a duo
What fucking Hot Ones in the SCP universe? That's crazy.
as researcher Mason, brought in his collection of LEGO Star Wars X-Wing fighters from home. As you might have guessed, it became a real and functional miniature X-Wing fighter. When the output booth was open, it flew out and began attacking.
It's still Lego shaped as well. It's just a
that's
real
still
one Lego
awesome, though.
shaped. That's fucking awesome. Also, it's about to fucking murder people, which is just hilarious.
using its
Also
tiny
high
laser
intention.
cannons to kill several members of personnel. It managed to dodge and weave around all attempts to stop it before escaping the Foundation entirely. Its current whereabouts are unknown, so if you see a tiny Lego X-Wing flying around, I'd advise you to duck and cover.
It's like drone strike the child.
What a way to go, man. Getting shot
can't
down by a
believe
Lego fucking Star Wars fighter jet.
Bruh,
That's crazy.
like, can you imagine, like, you know, kids are playing on the playground and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be part of the Republic. It's like, well, I'm the Empire. And it's like, you know, one kid just has like their little TIE fighter out. It's like, I'm Darth Vader because he's so cool. It's like, fine, I'm gonna be Luke Skywalker, but I'm gonna win. And like they're going through like this mini trench run. And as they're doing like the mini trench run, like the kid with the fucking Darth Darth Vader TIE fighter and probably like a little cape and helmet just get shot by this X-Wing.
Gosh.
And it's like, thanks, Porkins. And he flies away.
Researcher L. Inselman decided to get controversial and brought in a copy of Mein Kampf, the infamous book by Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler. On Very Fine, the book became a tiny origami caricature of Hitler himself, which would awkwardly goose-step around, shouting taunts and boasts. After the creation of Tiny Paper Hitler, the site director gave a mandate that staff members can kick him around in order to relieve stress. For the record, I wholeheartedly approve. Dr. Rodriguez put a full DVD box set of the American television sitcom The Office into the Clockworks and set the device to fine, at which point it produced a mosaic portrait of the character Dwight Schrute, played by actor Rainn Wilson, made out of fragments of the DVDs. Researcher Blaze brought in 2 pairs of UV-protecting sunglasses for testing on both rough and 1-to-1, both of which, strangely, had anomalous effects on the glasses. The glasses on rough became a small pane of glass, but when this pane of glass is looked through in the direction of a light source, the observer will experience severe hallucinations.
I literally thought it was going to be like, oh, it just magnifies the sun into your eyes and burns your retinas.
You'd figure holding it, the first thing you do is holding it up to the sun. Probably not the smartest thing to do.
No eye protection.
Hold on, I have to see whether or not this works. Let me hold it up to the brightest object.
The other pair of sunglasses that researcher Blaze put through the Clockworks on fine also had peculiar results, but in a very different fashion. They became mirrored, aviator-style shades that had a mimetic effect on viewers, where they felt compelled to comment on how stylish and hip they looked. Researcher Blaze noted, "Definitely the most sexy pair of sunglasses I've ever seen in my life. I have to keep them if I'm ever going to get a date." Their supervisor, Dr. Veritas, replied, "Sure, Blaze, of course I'm going to let you keep an anomalous object for your personal gain. I stored it in the anomalous item wing for study. Don't ask where, I'm not telling you." The unprofessional nature of Researcher Blaze's conduct was nothing compared to the trouble that Researcher Wood got into for trying to test a vial of corrosive slime extracted from SCP-106. When he attempted to conduct the test, guards wrestled him away and detained him. After evaluation from site directors, he was transferred off-site for safety reasons. Researchers misusing and abusing the Clockworks is a bit of a running theme, as we also discovered with junior researcher Summers. She claimed to be testing a
We
hair
have your
clip
name
on
now,
fire,
bitch!
but in a decisive moment, she instead stepped into the intake booth herself, defying all ethical standards.
I fucking told you people were going to do this, bro. I told you they were going to put themselves in and then they were going to put it on fine or super fine and be like, damn, look how hot I am. I told you.
When she emerged from the output booth, she had clearer skin, longer...
I'm done. I'm done for today. We're done.
Hold on, wait. The
fuck?
machine has a thing for redheads.
Oh, you think?
Well, it was put on that setting, right?
Was she a
it's
redhead
what
before?
the machine want. No.
You're so right. Oh my god.
This did not help her when she was immediately apprehended by Foundation guards in the aftermath. Dr. Veritas said in the aftermath, "She told us she just wanted to try with her hair clip. By the time we realized what she was actually doing, it was too late to stop her. Needless to say, she's since been terminated, and I hope I don't need to tell you all to not do it again." Researcher Westron decided to bring the ambition back down to sensible levels. He put 50 small glass jars full of strawberry jello into the intake booth and
sensible levels, they say. The biggest gusher you've ever seen.
set the dial
He's
to
gonna
very
make one
fine.
hell of a gusher.
The result was an intricate glass jar shaped like a human skull.
It was! You called it! You called it! Shit!
Filled with the same strawberry jello. The skull's lower jaw moved and vocalized the word squish before never moving
Squish.
or speaking again. Dr. Lloyd, another researcher, took a cement lion statue from his front yard and decided to bring it in for testing, anticipating that putting it through on Very Fine would probably result in a rampaging stone lion running around the containment site, so he instead decided to play it safe and test it on 1-to-1. The result was not what he expected. It became an exact copy of SCP-173, the sculpture.
Oh.
While it would later come to light that the sculpture was not anomalous like the true SCP-173, upon initially seeing it, Dr. Lloyd did have a panic attack. This is just the tip
Yeah.
of the iceberg.
Fair? Fair?
One needs to be careful when dealing with the seductive nature of the Clockworks and its offer of quick improvements. You may just end up getting a lot more than you bargained for.
I like SCPs where you just don't know what's going to happen, and this is just like a random generator for me, and I kind of like it.